a conclusion question. I'm disappointed in you, Katie. I'm just kidding.
Listen, I was stuck between two, and I will say I chose the weaker of the two, and I shouldn't have. I should have chosen the stronger.
Okay, hey, that's okay. If you're down to 2, go mild. That will help you more times than hurt. Anyways, all right, Mara, can you read this for us?
That's what I thought. It didn't work.
Okay, 14. A study at a company found that most meetings showed diminishing returns after 30 minutes, and little could be expected after 60 minutes. Moreover, the most productive meetings were those for which a clear time frame was established. For a meeting at the company to achieve maximum productivity, then it needs to have a clear time frame and be no more than 30 minutes long. Which one of the following most accurately expresses the conclusion drawn in the argument?
All right, so what did we highlight? So we read a stimulus, we ask ourselves, is it an argument or a set of facts? And then we find the conclusion and highlight it. So what did we highlight as our conclusion?
For a meeting at the company to achieve maximum productivity, then it needs to have a clear time frame and be no more than 30 minutes long.
So that very last sentence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was actually checking for myself between the most productive meetings were those for which a time frame was established.
Yeah, that's what
And I was asking myself between the two, which one is being used to support the other, just to make sure.
I was doing the same thing because I was like, the moreover part supports the last
yes.
thing.
So because, yeah, it needs to have a clear time frame and be not more than 30 minutes long, because the most productive meetings are those with a clear time frame being established. Do you see how we did that?
Yes.
Because I think the first time through I read this, I didn't know which one was the conclusion. I mean, I was leaning towards the bottom one, but in my head, I was thinking, ooh, maybe this is it. But I asked myself, which one of these is supporting the other? We use this principle or this rule to support what needs to be done.
So the because after the conclusion would tell you that the last sentence is the conclusion versus the most productive one.
Like if you would read it, it needs like our meeting needs to have a clear time frame and be no more than 30 minutes long. If you add the because there and read the first part, it's like because premise. So that first part is used as the premise.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Did I explain that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify because that's helpful.
Yep. Yeah, that's how when I get tricked, I ask myself, which one is being used to support the other? All right, so we're saying it needs to have a clear time frame and be no more than 30 minutes long to achieve maximum potential. I'm very curious to see what Katie picked as an answer.
I can see two good ones.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see where one of them kind of flips to sufficient and necessary.
Yeah, I don't like, maybe I'll miss it. In general, a meeting at the company that is no more than 30 minutes long and has a clear time frame will, no, just because you follow the rules doesn't mean that you will achieve maximum. I'm like, I wish that was the case, but I've been in a lot of meetings that were no more than 30 minutes long and had a clear time frame, and they definitely were not productive. That's like corporate America.
Okay, this is what I picked. So
it's the right answer.
I think
not.
C's the right answer, I think. Yeah, C is.
Wait, C was the right answer?
C.
Oh. Wait,
it's definitely not
A looks good until you realize they flip the sufficient necessary.
But I put both of them as options.
Okay, but hey, we're not crazy if we picked A. I'm gonna talk like you're crazy for picking A just so you can see why it's wrong, but I see why it's tempting. What we're saying is, for a meeting to have a chance of maximum productivity, two of the things necessary is a clear time frame and being no more than 30 minutes. But just because we have those two things doesn't mean we're going to maximize our potential. And so what A is saying is, hey, if you do these two things, you're going to have the most productive meeting. And that's not the case. Selena, have you ever been in a meeting that was no more than 30 minutes long and had a clear time frame and it still sucked?
All the time.
All the time, yeah. Like that doesn't guarantee it. There's a lot of other things that are necessary for it to be in addition to those two things.
I think that in general, in the beginning, is what like threw me off because I was like, even though it's not, even though it goofs up the order, the fact that it said in general made me think like, okay, it's not saying it has to be this way.
Right, but it's saying more
but
often
for
than
the
not.
most part.
Right, no, you're absolutely right, but it's still saying more
Okay.
often than not.
So in general would be like
More
a stronger.
often, more often than not is what I
Okay.
say in general.
Okay, that's helpful because I was stuck
Would
between
everybody agree with that just description? Like if it's in general, it's happens more often than it doesn't happen.
Okay. Okay, then because I was stuck between A and C, and I thought A was like a little more mild, but I did recognize that it like goofed up kind of the different conditions, but yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, this one's kind of sounds strong, but it's saying a meeting at the company will be maximally productive only if it has these two things. Absolutely. Because all this is saying is if we don't have these two things, we cannot be maximized productivity. So it actually isn't a very strong answer.
Okay.
To add on to what I say about choosing a mild answer, for main conclusion, it can only be as strong or weaker than the stimulus. Where
Okay.
C is no stronger than the stimulus.
Strong or weak. Okay, cool.
It's the same level.
Okay, cool. Thank
Do we
you.
all see why C is correct?